Hi. I recently reviewed my old Ultra Plus by Vanguard tripod to the Ultra Pro 2 Plus 263 tripod. Now I returned the more expensive, newer 263 Pro 2 Plus. It had some features that I didn't care for, that I like some of the ones on my old tripod better. I pretty much bought it mostly for the center column, so what I did was go back and buy the newer than my old tripod but not as new as the Ultra Pro 2 Plus. This is the Ultra Pro, not Plus, just Ultra Pro 264 AB, and I bought it for the center tripod. But I'm going to review those in just a minute because right after I bought this, I brought this little VO tripod and this VO 37 bag. Let me do the bag first so I can get it off the table. I originally had this little MeFoto travel tripod, lightweight. All my tripods before had flip legs. This is the first one that had a twist, and I didn't care for it because you have to twist it like you hear it, feel it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you pull it out and then you twist it back. If you didn't need to extend it, I probably would have liked this tripod. But if you're on level ground, out hiking, and say you've got all 3 legs out and you need 1 leg shorter, you pick it up with your camera on top, and you just tighten it to hold your camera. So your camera's on top, you pick it up, you turn it sideways hoping your camera is tightened enough. You undo the leg twist, shorten it however much you want, twist back, stand it back up. Oh, you went too far, you're going to untwist it, come back out, turn it back up, twist it back, set it down, and hope that you're guessing right if you're on level ground. I think this would have been a much more usable tripod for me if you used it like this, or if you were using it on level ground all the time. But for hiking in the woods, how you adjusted the legs bugged me. Plus, I didn't use it that much because I didn't like it, but there is a way to, once you get this all the way extended tall, you could undo this and bring it up even taller. And I didn't use this, but it came with a way to take the center out and use it as a selfie stick with a remote with your phone and a phone clip. But anyway, I like the idea of it being small and lightweight, and I happen to like the color purple. But for me, and that you needed the little tool to tighten your tripod on, I don't know, I like the idea, but it wasn't perfect for hiking like I wanted it to be. It did have the hook on the end, and the legs do adjust different amounts, and actually when you're folding this down, the legs actually go up around the head, so it's really short, like 12 inches or something, but you have to adjust all 3 legs to do that, whereas on the VO you're only adjusting the center column down instead of 3 legs up to make the head be inside of the legs and compact down. Now this rectangle shaped plate on my FZ300, I could still open my battery and SD door with this on. With the VO square one, I cannot on either of my cameras. So I don't know, I guess if I could take every good feature out of all of them, I like how lightweight this is, I like the color, but I like the ball head, but for use on uneven ground, it just didn't suit me that well. It does fit in the VO 37 bag a little bit better than the VO does though, because it's shorter. I also bought a long time ago and I don't think I have ever used it. I bought a MeFoto monopod that does have twist legs also, but I actually don't think I've ever used this. It's rode out in my trunk a couple times, but I don't think it's ever made it out. It's got a cute little compass on the end, but I don't know. I don't think that monopods are really for me, and it's actually quite heavy. I have a purple bag that's just a little bit smaller than this one, but it wasn't waterproof, and it didn't have a place to put a tripod head. I got this little Ultrapod. I like this. I will keep one of these. It's not maybe it is a ball head. I guess it is a ball head. But it folds down fairly small, not completely flat, but it folds down small, and this one would fit in my purple bag easily. But if you always made sure that you had the long leg out underneath your lens, I never had a problem feeling like this was going anywhere. It was really sturdy, and it does come with a Velcro strap. But this is nice for my little purple bag, but my purple bag was not waterproof. Why in the world they make any camera bags that aren't waterproof is beyond me, but it didn't have a rain cover, so I had to carry a Ziploc bag in it to protect just my camera if I got rained on in the woods. But anyway, Ultrapod 2 is a great little tripod to have. Okay, let me go on to this bag. Kind of odd when you get this. This is the VO 37 shoulder bag. You get it with this three-sided divider, and this bag with tripod straps where you can attach your tripod to the bottom of the bag if you don't want to put it in the side that's actually made for a tripod. I got it because it would carry the tripod in it, and it comes with its own little rain cover, which I like. It's got a nice small divider for maybe like your SD cards. It's got individual pockets inside this big pocket. You've got individual pockets plus the little pocket for your SD cards. Zips. You've got another pocket on the outside that's just one big, this side is just one big pocket. When you open it up, you've got a divider with really strong Velcro. You've got a divider here that's long the whole length of the side, I guess for a laptop. I don't carry my laptops in the woods, and we don't travel much, so this might be good for me for maybe a waterfall book or pages that I've copied off of directions to a waterfall or something. The other side, inside the bag opposite the laptop side, doesn't have any pocket, but it is padded. Okay, what I found odd about this one was when I got it, it came with this in the bottom just like this. And this bag inside with all the dividers, and they give you a little tripod bag too. But it came like this, and then the directions on it turned right around and told you that you could either use it with this little camera insert, or you could turn this three-shaped tripod thing upside down for support to put your tripod in there. Zip it up. But now there's not room. You can't put the bag that it came with. You can't put the bag that it came with on top and zip zip it back up. So it's either or. You can either have this little bag fit into it with the divider turned like this and no tripod, or you can use the divider. Now this isn't big enough for a camera to easily go in and out anyway, so I decided I wasn't using that. So I decided I would use the divider. Now put my dividers all the way in and the tripod's turned with the legs down to give the bag some shape. But I don't know many people that hike without wanting water, and maybe it's a street bag instead of a travel bag, but if you had a water, you can't put it in. It stops when it hits the top of the divider. So if you want your water in here, you have to pull the divider out so that your water can go down, and then this doesn't fit all the way in. It's about an inch too long. You know, if you hike, you have to have water. So I'm either going to do one of two things. I am either going to cut this off somehow. I've actually emailed Vanguard to see if they make a shorter one of these by like an inch is all it needed. It could have been so perfect. But I'm either going to cut an inch off of my brand new bag and put Gorilla Tape or something on this edge because I can't sew. The other thing I might do is if you bring it up a little bit, you can put your water in. If you bring it up and leave it, the legs turned up, so they're not really supporting the bag and protecting the tripod and giving the bag shape. If you turn it up, for some reason the Velcro is on the inside, and these don't fold around the other way, but the Velcro's on the inside. Looks like dividers are meant to go on the inside of this. I might put Velcro on the sides here so that if I put it in the bag this way to separate my gear from going down in the way of the tripod. I mean, if you don't have something that holds it up here, when you put your camera, if you turn the legs up and you put your camera on that, it's going to be falling down in the tripod hole. And if you have your tripod out and then you want to put it back, you're going to have to reach in there and pick all this up. So it either needed to be shorter so you could turn it down, or it needed to have Velcro on the outside so that it holds itself up as a bottom to separate your camera gear from your tripod. So I will do one of those two things. Oddly enough, if you turn it upright, like I have it right now, like this, oddly enough, the water bottle still fits. I don't really understand why the water bottle fits when it's like this instead of like this, but it does. Because the bag is shaped like this and like this. So it gets narrower toward the top. But every time I set my camera in here, if you don't do something to hold this up, you set your camera in, it's going to be going to the bottom of the bag. So anyway, this could have been the perfect bag if they made that divider just a little bit shorter, if they made where you could put water in it, if they made this bag a little bit shorter and wider, if they put Velcro on the outside of this divider, on the outside instead of the inside, so that it would hold itself up, it could have been my favorite bag. And maybe with some maybe with a little bit of modification it can be. Now I saw in a video where somebody called this a handle. I don't really think of this as a handle. I think of it more like hooking on the bottom of a tripod to hold your gear up off the ground, your bag up off the ground by the tripod hook, or maybe as a counterbalance weight that you could hang it, but I don't really see carrying it. It's not much of a handle for carrying. It does come with a padded shoulder strap. On my old purple bag, I had to buy a seatbelt, one of those fluffy little seatbelt covers to keep it off my neck. This one does come with one. It's a little bit grippy, so that might be nice. But size-wise, I mean, it's a little bigger than what I wanted to carry, and it's still bigger than what I want to carry, but it's about the size of what I do need to carry. The straps are adjustable, but I mean, it's a nice size, and the zippers work from either side. Like if I'm walking in the woods, a lot of times I won't zip this all the way up if I'm on level ground, just so I can reach in quick and get my camera and shoot and put it back. But I have to have water to drink, but I like that you can get to your tripod. And you know, if you have a lot of camera gear, you can always attach the tripod to the bottom. But Lord, if I start carrying this bag full of camera gear and need to strap my tripod on the bottom, if it's one of those days that I'm carrying that much, I'll just go to my Mind Shift backpack so I can have a jacket and stuff like that, because it has quick access to the camera also. Now let me go to the VO bag, the VO tripod, I mean. This was designed to fit the VO 2, let's see, not the one that I got. It was made to fit the VO 203 or the VO 203, I can't remember which one, but it says that there's just over 15 inches of length for your tripod this way. It will fit this little VO 2204 AB. I like this little travel tripod. I had it out for the first time Wednesday. It comes with a little bag. It comes with the low angle adapter, but there's no ball head, so when you put it on, your camera's just going to be straight ahead whatever you set the legs. And you have to carry this separate, so I don't know why you would carry this instead of just flipping this upside down. But this has got the little release that you press. Okay, now I can't press it. I haven't had any problems with it at all. Okay, there it goes. Now for some reason, I wish I would have made this just a little bit shorter so it was the same length when the legs were out to help you put it under it, but it's not that big of a deal. But when you push the little tab in and rotate the center column down, unlike the MeFoto that you had to rotate all 3 legs down, this one you just have to rotate the center column down. And then the 3 legs kind of notch into it a little bit, and this is 15.8 inches. It still fits in the bag, so it's a little bit bigger than what they said would fit. Now, instead of taking the center column out and attaching this little low angle adapter when you want to be low, I would just attach my camera upside down. Now these are the first legs that I've gotten that are twist. It said they were quarter twist. I would have thought that was more than quarter twist, but since it's my first legs, I'm going to go with what they said it was. But for me to be low angle, if I attach my camera to this and then turn the head up with the flip out LCD screen, I can be low to the ground doing it this way instead of carrying the low angle adapter. I like that you don't have to pick this one up. I always go the wrong way. I do like that you don't have to pick this one up. Let's see. Righty-tighty. Yeah, I don't think that's quarter twist. I like that, say you were on unlevel ground and you want to adjust a leg, you don't have to pick it up, turn the bottom and guess at your length. You can just undo the one leg and get your height right. And I like that because very seldom are trails level. It does have a ball head. It's the BH45. If I understand correctly, the BH50 has a separate knob for doing panos, a little bit different than this one. But I like it. I thought I would really like, it doesn't have the quick release knob that keeps your plate from coming out like the other Altas. The indentation on the square QR plate can go in any which way, and I like that because when you're in a hurry, it never fails, you try to put it in the wrong way. But when you put it in, you do have to tighten it, and there is no pin or release like there is on the other Altas that keeps your camera from falling out. It does have a pawl head. I read somebody said it wouldn't do a 90 portrait. I don't know if they got a fluke or something that it didn't have the notch out here to do a 90, but it does a 90. The legs, instead of having these gray buttons that you have to squeeze in and open a leg, it's got these red buttons that open, and they kind of pop out at the stopping points. It comes with rubber feet. I don't know if there are spikes available for these, but they did pretty good this weekend at a waterfall, hanging on the holding on the rocks. But I don't know, I really like this for a lightweight travel tripod. I don't think there's, the only thing I might have done different was maybe add a hook on the bottom as a counterweight, although it does have this little hole here. If you had a carbine or another hook, you could use this for weight. But I might would have added a hook on the bottom, and I might have made it where if you had the legs all the way down short, you could do this, maybe shorten it just this much. But then again, I'm short, so the extra couple of inches in height when you extend this all the way out does not matter to me as much. Something that I've never had a problem on the flip legs, I'll open them all, pull the leg out. When I'm done, I'll unlock, push them back up and lock all three at the same time. On this one, even with my hands, I have no problem grabbing all three locks and unlocking them if I turn it the right way to be able to pull the legs out, putting them back and locking all three at once. I don't know why some people said it was quicker to me to do all three locks on my old one. You know, I could just undo all three, pull them out, lock them, unlock them, shut them back, and lock all three at once. I've never pinched myself, knock on wood. I probably will now, but never have. But I actually think the flip lock is just a little bit quicker than the twist lock, maybe because there's no way to go the wrong way on this. Like the twist lock, you can go the wrong way when you're trying to tighten it. And I know righty tighty, lefty loosey, I get that. But when you don't have it in front of you like this, that right and left is quite as obvious. When you have it and you're reaching around to adjust a leg with your camera up here, I've gone the wrong way a couple of times. But then again, I've only taken this out one time. This is the Ultra Pro 264 AB in the main. I did see on videos where people said that when they pushed the little tab to let this come up, that you had to stop. I didn't really think that would be that big of a deal. Let's see. But if you, it's really easy to come all the way out. I was kind of surprised. I know you don't mean to. You take it all the way out, and then you got to push the little tab to get it back in. And then you can't shut it again until you get that little tab back up in the hole, and then you can go right out too far. So, I mean, the new one they fixed that where you didn't have all the tabs and the lever, but the new one did not have the quick release lock, which is a must for me on a good, I mean, I don't expect it on the travel tripod. It would have been nice, but on a big tripod that you're not carrying around as much, because I think this one is 5 pounds, I want the release that you can't get your QR plate out until you press the button. And the new ones cost more, and they took that away. They took away the hook. They took away the ability to have rubber or spike legs. They did make it lighter, and they changed how the center column comes out. But I'm taking my camera on and off of the plate way more often than I am taking the center column and tipping it. This old one, my old one, you couldn't go at an angle. Ouch, do that every time. You couldn't go at an angle, but you could take the center column out, put it in upside down, tighten it. If you wanted to, you could put this back on to keep it from going too far. But I don't know, they each have their pluses and minuses. I would like a lightweight one that held all my gear securely, had the hook, had the QR plate, folded down small, center column didn't fall out. But you know, I'm sure that they make those, but for the price and what you get, I've been very happy with all 3 of my Vanguard tripods. My first 2 camera bags, when I started out smaller, my first 2 camera bags were Vanguard that I was really happy with. And with some modification, I think that I will at least be able to make this Vanguard VO37 bag usable too. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to read more details about my thoughts on my gear, it's at KimberlyMaxwell.com. Thank you for watching.